Burn ban is now in effect in Pottawattamie County. Officials say conditions over the last week have led to several controlled burns quickly getting out of control. In some cases, officials with the county say fires have rekindled a few days after they were set. The ban is expected to stay active until after planting season or if we see a substantial increase in rain. Anyone who violates a burn ban can face criminal penalties and liabilities for damages or injuries from the fire.